some paper on the wood, and then like we smooth it out, and we make sure it was centered. So that's all done. So we don't know what I don't know what this next step is. So can you tell them, Dad?
Yeah, let me tell you all about it. So what Veda was just telling you is we just cut out the galley hatch gutters. That'll make more sense later when we put them in. We just put a single layer of fiberglass tape over there, which Veda was great at cutting out for us. Nice work. And now I'm just gonna mix up a couple ounces of epoxy and get those wetted out. Thanks. The whole idea is we've got our galley flat here, and we need to join that to the hull of the camper. And we're gonna do that by putting some epoxy fillets along the edges here, along the back and the front. And then we got the start of our gutter here that we'll be gluing that in today. Also, along the top here, I do have some tape because that is where the gutters are gonna sink up into the top layers. Any fillet. So I'll put you on a time lapse here, but it should be pretty quick and easy.
It's on.
Oh, okay. Hey, you guys you would have saw Veda help me yesterday fiberglassing the galley gutters. What galley gutters are is they're little pieces that we're gonna glue in here, and then we put a rubber gasket around, and it allows for when rain comes in and protrudes through the seam, it just will be able to run down the galley and then completely out of your camper. You don't have to worry about it coming in and saturating your galley. So what we're gonna do is take a little bit of our CA glue, tack weld in this. I've already got this pressed into this little gap here. We're gonna tack weld in the upper gutter, and then we're gonna kind of see where this meets. We might have to do a little bit of trimming on this lower gutter. We do a 16 millimeter drop off the edge of the camper is where the gutter is gonna hit. And then back here where the gutter attaches to the frame here, we're supposed to do a 29-degree angle. Aw, man, I have this little angle thing here, but I don't think that's gonna work because it's too thick. Well, that'll at least show us what 29 degrees is, so when we're eyeballing it. And then as we have this down here, we'll use this to kind of tip those or hold the flat in place. I don't know how that's going to work to do 16-degree angle and still have that held in place. So there we go. Let's glue. Last. I'll try it just real quick because it's here.
Another tool?
Yeah.
What are you gonna try now?
Perfect. Ah.
Makes you feel like validated. It's been 4 minutes and 27 seconds of you standing this button.
Doesn't help
Like
at
the
all.
button?
No,
Like,
no.
Oh, no wonder I'm so tired.
Oh.
It's been 4.5 minutes.
Oh my God.
You look so defeated right now.
My arms Now I'm gonna like find out it's like
Oh, God.
2 inches short or something. That will be the defeating part. There you go. That one's good on that side. I like that. That one's good on that side. Okay.
Oh, look at that lineup you did. Impressive.
This will come up a lot. This is now just tack welded into place with super glue all around. And then Anna did put in some fiberglass reinforcing just here on these two joints. And we're just gonna let that fiberglass cure and then hit it all with a sander. I had the world's best wife. She was out mowing the lawn. And so while she was mowing the lawn, I did just a really quick sanding. On the top of the hatch, I just cleaned this up with some 120 in preparation for the fiberglass that we're gonna put over top of that. We also, I dripped some stupid filler. And so I sanded those clean so that way we can tip those back out to make them look pretty. I don't know where you're going with that camera.
Whoop! Oh, God.
Death stool, careful.
That's still.
Also, I cleaned up the galley gutter hatches with some 120, rounded off these corners over here. These are ready for some epoxy filler around the edges. So I'd like to do that tonight as well. So it really should be a fairly quick fiberglass on the top of that and some epoxy filler around here. Let's go! Oh, and then also the... Tonight, we are gonna fill it in the back galley hatch that we stitched in last night. On the top portions of the galley hatch, so the long pieces of the rectangle, you'll
down here?
yeah, you'll use a 12 millimeter radius. Go ahead and show us that. Yes. And then on where the galley or the transom meets the other back pieces, we're going to use 18. Yes, that'll be your radius for the kind of wider pieces there. And then you have the other piece of plastic there for cleaning up. And then I cut, after you put in the fillets, I cut you longer pieces, which I measured from the outside because then I didn't have to crawl in there at all.
Cheating.
Yep. And then I've got shorter pieces then for the ones on the transom walls there. So should be pretty easy. I'll mix you up some fillet. You can squeeze it into there, clean it up, and then I'll mix you up some epoxy, and then you brush in the fiberglass.
So I'm going to fill it, I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to put it on the fiberglass tape and epoxy.
And then wet it.
Okay, boss.
Do you want a hat
No.
for dripping into your head? I think you should put a hat on. I'll give you a hat. Your hood will do. Yeah? Yeah. Just, yeah. Do you want to take your wedding ring off, maybe? Epoxy all over that would be a good idea. Do you want to do this single?
On wedding
All the single ladies.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
All right. So I'll give you the camera. You can set it up in there to burn it up. Here's some footage of a hike that the older girls and I did via headlamps to arrive for a sunrise summit at Black Elk Peak. That heavy breathing is because at 7,242 feet, Black Elk Peak is South Dakota's highest point. It's also the highest elevation between the Rocky Mountains all the way to the Pyrenees Mountains in France. It's named after the Ogallala holy man Black Elk, who had his first vision at its peak. Black Elk was born December 1st, 1863 and died August 19th, 1950. He was the second cousin of war leader Crazy Horse and fought with him in the Battle of Little Bighorn. He survived the Wounded Knee Massacre in 1890 and toured and performed in Europe as part of Buffalo Bill's Wild West. For more on Black Elk, I recommend Black Elk Speaks, a book written by John G. Neihardt in 1932, based on interviews with Black Elk, translated by his own son, Ben Black Elk. The peak also features a stone tower built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in 1938, yet decommissioned in 1967. We took trailhead number 9, which is the easiest trail up to the peak. It starts at a very picturesque Sylvan Lake and highly recommend it in Custer State Park. I know it was early.
Well, you can see it.
Great, thanks, Bryn. Yeah.